Hey guys, here's another hour-long class, an hour-long flow. However you want to think about it, in today's flow, we're going to be focusing on two things: playing with an inversion of your choice, and then opening up your hips and your hamstrings. Now, before I dive into that and what all that is and what we're planning on doing or what my plan is, go ahead and grab 2 blocks if you think you're going to need them today, or 2 books, whatever you have at home. If you're deciding to use books, make sure you grab 2 that are the same size. And if you're like, well, I don't know if I'm going to need blocks, why we might need blocks today, we're just going to need them to bring the mat an inch or 2 closer to you. We're going to play with opening up our hips and hamstrings by planting our hands down on the mat and lengthening and straightening out our legs. So the blocks are always really helpful there. And we're also going to play with elephant trunk pose. And so that is an arm balance that you start kind of in a staff position, so in a seated position with your legs out in front of you, well, one leg out in front of you. And so because you have so much weight on the mat, it can be kind of helpful sometimes to have 2 blocks to place your hands on. And your blocks don't have to look like mine do. They can look a lot prettier than this. My parents have a 15-month-old black lab, and we got him when he was just like 8 weeks old. And so his puppy stage, this happened. My blocks got sacrificed to him because he ran downstairs to our workout space one afternoon and grabbed a hold of the blocks and chewed on them without anyone realizing it. And it's totally fine. But, you know, that's just what happens when you have a puppy in the house, right? Things get destroyed, but we still kept them because they still work perfectly fine. They just have Moses marks, and yes, we named our dog Moses marks all around there, and we named him Moses because we got him on Easter weekend. So fun fact. But anyways, if you want to go grab 2 blocks, go ahead, click pause here, go grab your 2 blocks or your 2 books, whatever you have, and then I'll be waiting here for you, and we can go ahead and get started in class, and I'll explain everything. But if you're not getting blocks or books, what are we doing today in class? What we're doing today in class is this. We're going to be playing with an inversion of your choice. And as always, you can do a tripod headstand, like I'm going to break down. You can do a classical headstand. You can do pincha, aka forearm stand. You can do a handstand, or you don't have to do any of those. You can lay in shavasana. You can do legs up the wall. You can do a shoulder stand. You can do whatever you want. But because it is the month of May, I'm going to break down tripod headstand. But June is right around the corner. Next week is June, and that's when I'm going to start focusing on classical headstand. So every single inversion class I post, so there'll be 4 in the month of June, I'm going to be breaking down classical headstand, okay? And then the hips and the hamstring openness. Why are we doing another hips and hamstring class? Because, you know, if you've been on my channel or looked through my classes, that I already posted a inversion and split class. So how to do a split in an inversion. And we did a lot of hamstring opening in that class, and we focused a lot on hamstring mobility as we played with full splits. Now today's class is going to be totally different. We're focusing on hips and hamstring mobility for a couple different reasons. 1, having open hips and hamstrings are really, really important when it comes to kicking and lifting up into an inversion and having better control in your kicks and your lifts. Because having open hamstrings and hips makes those kicks and those lifts a lot more accessible and a lot easier to do. So that's first off. Second of all, we're focusing on specifically hamstring openness because tight hamstrings can cause a banana back. And why do they do that? And just very brief explanation, your hamstrings connect to your lower back. So if you have tight hamstrings, your hamstrings pull on your lower back and make your lower back sore and cause a banana back. So open hamstrings and open hips help you get that perfect straight legs up in the air and also having that perfectly flat back without a banana. Third of all, open hips and open hamstrings help you play with all sorts of different leg variations in your inversions and kind of help you move your legs around to help you balance. If your balance begins to move and if you begin to fall, having open hips and hamstrings helps you be able to catch yourself a little bit better. And it helps you prevent from injuring your legs or your hamstrings or your hip muscles in any sort of way if you fall. And if you start playing with weird leg variations, it prevents you from like stretching too much and pulling a muscle. So that's why we're really going to focus on the hips and the hamstrings, and I decided to make a whole nother class just dedicated to hip and hamstring openness, okay? So yeah, with all of that being said, let's go ahead and get started. And we're going to start in a nice, comfortable, seated position. Just go ahead, close your eyes here. Take any wiggles and rolls in your shoulders that you may need to take. Before you settle into stillness, shoulder blades coming down your back and away from your ears. Crown of your head going up towards that sky. Begin to mindfully lengthen your inhalations and exhalations here. Palms face down on your kneecaps for grounding energy, palms face up towards the sky for receiving energy. Just begin to draw your attention here onto your mat, to your body and to your breath, forgetting about that to-do list of yours, forgetting about anything that may or may not happen after class today or later on this week. plan on this month, forgetting about anything that may or may not have happened before you stepped on your mat today. Just bring your focus and your attention here onto your mat, into your body. And for today's pranayama, to start our class, we're going to practice Ujjayi breath. So that ocean sound, that dark Vader breath, however you like to think about it. And I'm going to try to demo it. I'm going to demo it, but you might not be able to hear me because I'm so far away from the camera. So, but still, maybe you hear me. And we're going to give it a whirl. So before I demo it, I'm going to break it down. And what it is, our Ujjayi breath is a inhalation and exhalation out through our nose. Our lips are sealed off. And you're constricting the back of your throat like you're breathing in and out through a straw. So it makes that ocean sound, that dark Vader breath sound. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and demo a few rounds here so you can hear it, hopefully. And here I go. And that's all it is. It's that constricted inhalation and exhalation through the back of your throat, in and out through your nose, okay? Sealing off of your lips, making sure no air escapes from there. So let's go ahead and take 2 normal rounds of breath here, in and out through our nose and our mouth. And then on your next exhale, seal off your lips and begin. Inhaling all the way up. Exhaling all the way down. Inhale up. Exhaling down. Let's do 3 more rounds here. Going at your own pace, at your own length. And then when you're ready, just meet me with your hands on your knees. And then inhale, sweep your hands all the way towards the sky, and as you exhale, pull your hands down to your heart space. Take a second here, set an intention for your class today. Maybe think of a mantra, one word to help you move and flow. Maybe think about whatever brought you here onto your mat today. Just keep that in mind throughout class. And then inhale, sweep your hands up towards that sky, and as you exhale, pull your hands down to your heart space, sealing in that intention, sealing in that mantra. Before we start moving here, take a second. Offer yourself gratitude. Gratitude for stepping onto your mat today, for taking this time out of your day for yourself and to move. And offer some gratitude to someone in your life. Send out that white beam of light and gratitude towards them. Then as you're ready, keeping your eyes closed or maybe open them, make your way into a nice comfortable tabletop position. And then inhale, belly drops, gaze lifts. As you exhale, round your back, cat pose. Inhale, belly drops, gaze lifts. Exhale, cat pose. And let's take 3 more rounds here, our cat cow. Sticking where it feels really good, give a little extra love to those tight spots. And then when you're ready, just going to be back in your neutral tabletop position. Because from here, we're going to walk our hands and palms with distance forward, tuck our toes, lift our knees, downward facing dog we meet. Go ahead, maybe you walk your knees out here, bending one knee and then the other, walking out your dog. Maybe you sway those hips of yours side to side. Maybe you shake your head yes and no as you settle into stillness. Your choice here. Just come into your downward facing dog shape. Letting that neck and head of yours hang heavy. Then go ahead, inhale all the way up onto your tippy toes. As you exhale, tiptoe all the way up to the top of your mat. Forward fold, we meet. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale out. And then inhale, reverse one, dive all the way up, standing hands coming touch above your head. As you exhale, pull your hands down to your heart space. Tadasana. Inhale, hands reach up, and as you exhale, bow forward, forward, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen, starting with a classical sun style here. Exhale, play your hands down the mat. Step your right leg long back behind you. Right knee comes down the earth, and inhale, hands go high. Now a tip in your Tadasana, don't rock your weight back and forth if you have your eyes closed, or else you might kind of fall forward like I just did. Take a big breath in as you exhale, put your hands down the mat, tuck your right toes, lift your right knee, step back, high plank. Let's make our way through Vinyasa. So take a breath in, knees stay high, knees go down. As you exhale, lower down, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. As you exhale, push your hips up towards that sky. Adho Mukha, downward facing dog. And then inhale, right leg goes high. As you exhale, pull your right knee towards your nose, plant your right foot down the mat. Left knee follows. Inhale, hands go high. Good. Start with this right knee stacking direct above your right ankle. Being nice and slow and kind to our joints in this first round. We'll do another round, obviously, because whatever we do on the right, we gotta do on the left. So take a breath in as you exhale, bow forward, plant your hands on the mat, tuck your left toes, lift your left knee, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, bow. And then inhale, reverse one, dive all up, standing hands coming to touch above your head, and as you exhale, pull your hands down to your heart space. Inhale, hands reach up. As you exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. As you exhale, bow forward, plant your hands on the mat, step your left leg long back behind you, left knee falls down to the earth, and inhale, hands go high. Now on this side, if you want this right knee to come a little bit further past your right ankle to get more into your hip flexors here, you're more than welcome to. Take a breath in as you exhale, hinge forward, plant your hands down, step back, high plank, knees stay higher, knees go down, take your Vinyasa, your Chaturanga, meet me in downward facing dog. And then inhale, left leg goes high, as you exhale, pull your left knee towards your nose, plant your left foot down the mat, right knee falls down to the earth, and inhale, hands go high. Now just as a gentle reminder, everything I offer today is merely a suggestion that you can decide to take or not depending on how your body is feeling and what your body and breath is asking you to do. All that matters to me is that you listen to what your body needs most. Take a breath in as you exhale, hinge forward, put your hands on the mat, tuck your right toes, lift your right knee, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, bow. Inhale, wrist one, and all the way up, standing hands coming to touch above your head. As you exhale, pull your hands down to your heart space. Then inhale, hands go high. As you exhale, hinge forward, forward fold. Sun salutation A here. Let's take an inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. As you exhale, put your hands down on the mat, step, float, hop back, your choice. Take your Vinyasa, meet me in downward facing dog. Now when you hop back, make sure you land with bent elbows to protect those joints of yours. Inhale, up onto your tippy toes. As you exhale, step or float forward to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, bow. Inhale, reverse one, dive all the way up, standing hands coming to touch above your head. As you exhale, hinge forward and down. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. As you exhale, bow forward, put your hands on the mat. Step, float, hop back. Your choice, landing with bent elbows if you hop or float. Vinyasa, meet me in downward facing dog. Then inhale all the way up onto your tippy toes. As you exhale, step, float, hop up to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, bow. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up to standing hands coming to touch. Exhale, pull them down to your heart space. Last one, inhale, hands high. Exhale, hinge, bow. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. As you exhale, bow forward, put your hands on the mat, step, float, hop back. Optional Vinyasa, meet me in downward facing dog. And then inhale all the way up onto your tippy toes. As you exhale, step, flip, hop up to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, bow. Inhale, reverse one, dive all the way up to standing hands coming to touch. As you exhale, pull your hands down to your heart. Pause here. Slow down your heart space, or your heart rate. Slow down your breath. Call your hands to that heart space. Just connect with your feet. Connect with your breath. Then inhale, hands go high. Exhale, hinge forward and down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. As you exhale, bow forward, plant your hands on the mat, step, float, hop back. Optional Vinyasa. Meet me in downward facing dog. Good, and then inhale, reach your right leg up towards the sky. As you exhale, stack your hips here, bend your right knee. Take circles to whatever joint you need to. Ankle, hip, knee, thigh. Totally your choice here. Just moving like you. And then go to inhale, straighten out your right leg. As you exhale, pull your right knee towards your nose. And inhale up towards the sky. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, right knee back to that left elbow. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, right knee towards your nose. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, right knee to the right elbow. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, right knee to the outside of your right elbow, to that right tricep, and hold for 3, 2, 1. Inhale up. Exhale, pull the right knee in towards your nose. Put the right foot down on the mat. Low runner's lunge here. Right hip pulls back. Left hip pulls forward. Left leg stays lifted up off that mat. Good. And your hands can stay down on the mat. You can grab your blocks. Here, placing one hand underneath. Hands are framing your right foot. Because we're going to take a breath in as you exhale, shift your weight back. Straighten out that right leg, fold forward. And inhale, rebend. Low runner's lunge. Exhale, straighten, lengthen. Inhale, rebend. Low runner's lunge. Exhale, straighten, lengthen. Inhale, bend. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale, bend. 2 more. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale, bend. Then exhale, lengthen. Inhale, bend. And then exhale, lengthen and hold here. Driving that left heel down to the mat, coming into a big pyramid here. Maybe your forehead comes down to touch onto your kneecap. For 3, 2, 1. Inhale in as you exhale, rebend that right knee. Taking a breath in as you exhale, rise up, high lunge. Now we're not here for super long. So just settle into your pose, pinky swirling inwards to face each other. Taking this right knee as parallel to your mat as you can, left leg as straight as you can get it. Good. Taking a breath in as you exhale, call your hands down to your heart space. Inhaling in as you exhale, hinge forward here. Lift your left leg up off that mat. Warrior 3. Maybe you plant your hands down on the mat for support here. Maybe they stay lifted. And you can stay here, taking a breath in. Or maybe as you exhale, you lower your left toes down to the mat and inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Good. Lower. Lift. 3 more. Lower your toes down. Exhale, lift. Lower your toes down. Exhale, lift. Lower those toes down. Exhale, lift. And we'll all hang out here in that warrior 3 for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, bow forward. Plant your hands on the mat. Reach your left leg all the way up towards the sky. Standing splits here. One or both hands coming to that right ankle to play with balance. And just breathe. For 3, 2, 1. Exhale, cross your left leg behind your right here, bringing your left foot down on your mat. Pinky toe edges of your feet are touching here. Your left knee is stacked directly behind your right leg. And hinge forward, forward fold. So you're crossing your legs like a lady, like you really have to go to the bathroom here, however you want to think about it. Your left foot is closer to the right long edge of your mat here. Your right foot is at midline, and your left foot is to the right of your right foot, if that makes sense. Take a breath in as you exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, bow. And then inhale, reverse one dive all the way up, standing hands coming to touch. As you exhale, hinge forward and down, forward fold. And then inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. As you exhale, plant your hands down the mat, step your left leg long back behind you. Left knee comes down the mat, and inhale, hands go high. Low, classical lunge. Good. And often for your hands to stay up, or hands come down on your mat. Hands stay up, makes your core a little stronger, it engages your core a little bit. Because we're going to take a breath in as you exhale, shift your weight back, Ardha Hanuman. And then inhale, rebend, classical lunge. Exhale, shift back. Inhale, come in. 4 more. Take it back. Bring it forward. Take it back. Bring it forward. 2 more. Take it back. Bring it forward. Last one. Take it back. Bring it forward. And then inhale, and as you exhale, take it back. And bring your hands down to the mat. Coming into Ardha Hanuman, your half splits. Hands can be down past your feet or by your toes here. As your body lays forward and down onto that right leg. Or maybe your hands walk up towards your hips here. Spine and nice and long as you gaze forward. Your choice. Whatever's going to get you that best stretch here in that right hamstring. For 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Walk your hands up towards your body. And we're going to take our left hand, plant our left hand down the mat. And inhale, reach our right hand up towards that sky. Coming into a gentle twist here. Maybe all 5 of your toes and the sole of your foot lift up off that mat. So just your right heel's down the mat. For 3, 2, 1. Exhale, plant that right foot down the mat. Plant your right hand down the mat. Rebend that right knee. Taking a big breath as you exhale, tuck your left toes, lift your left knee. Reach your right leg all the way up towards the sky and then stack your hips here. Bend your right knee. Stay here or flip your dog if you want. Driving your heels down into the mat to lift your hips up closer towards the sky. For 3, 2, 1. If you flipped, come back around. Inhale, extend your right leg up towards the sky. As you exhale, bring that right foot down the mat. Inhale, rock forward, high plank. Exhale, lower down, low plank. Upward facing dog as you inhale. Exhale, shift back, Adho Mukha. Downward facing dog. And then inhale, left leg goes high. As you exhale, stack your hips here. Bend your left knee. Open hip, 3-legged dog. Taking circles at whatever joint you need to here. Ankle, hip, knee, thigh. Your choice. And then inhale, straighten out that left leg. As you exhale, pull your left knee in towards your nose. And inhale to the sky. Exhale, left knee to the left elbow. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, left knee to the right elbow. Inhale to the sky. Exhale back to that right elbow. Inhale to the sky. Exhale to the nose. Inhale to the sky. Exhale to the left elbow. Inhale to the sky. And then as you exhale, pull your left knee in towards your left elbow here to that left tricep and hover for 3, 2, 1. Inhale up towards the sky. As you exhale, pull your left knee in towards your nose. Plant that left foot down mat. Low runner's lunge. Good, and set up your pose here. Set up your foundation. Left hip pulls back. Right hip pulls forward. Scissoring your thighs together. Pressing this right knee up towards that sky. Hugging your belly button up and in here. Taking your hands down on that mat. They're already framing your front foot. So maybe you take the blocks underneath your hands here. Let's take a breath in as you exhale. Straighten and lengthen. And inhale, rebend. Exhale, straighten and lengthen. Inhale, rebend. Exhale, straighten and lengthen. Inhale, rebend. 3 more. Lengthen. Let's bend. Lengthen. Rebend. Lengthen. Rebend. Last one. Lengthen. Rebend. And then take a big breath in as you exhale. Lengthen out that left leg. Melt your forehead and heart down. Driving your right heel down towards the earth here. For 3, 2, 1. Take a breath in as you exhale, rebend into that left knee. Inhaling in, and as you exhale, rise up. High lunge. Left hip pulling back, right hip pulling forward here. Actively scissor your hips together. So maybe your hands come down to your hips. As you pull your left hip back and right hip forward. Lengthening out that right leg. You can always micro bend your right knee to drop your hips a little bit lower, and then re-straighten out that right leg. Hands up towards the sky. Belly button hugs up and in. And shoulder blades come down your back and away from your ears here. Taking an inhale and exhale, pull your hands down to your heart space. Taking a breath in as you exhale, hinge forward. Lift your right leg up off that mat. Warrior 3. Hands stay up or hands go down. Your choice. Good. Keep your right toes and right hip square down towards the mat and stay here. Maybe you lower your hip toes down to the mat and inhale, lift up. Lower. Lift. Lower down. Lift up. You got this. 4 more. Lower down. Lift up. Lower down. Lift up. Lower down. Lift up. Last one. Lower down. Lift up and hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, bow forward, put your hands down on the mat and reach that right leg all the way up towards the sky. Standing splits. Good. Once again, strengthening that right leg when we do those big toe taps in our warrior 3. Because strong glutes and strong thighs are super important when it comes to kicking and lifting as well. And we're here for 3, 2, 1. Cross your right leg behind your left here. Back in to that variation of a forward fold when the pinky toe edges of your feet are touching. Bowing forward, hugging your belly button up and in. Maybe your hands hang out in ragdoll. Challenging your balance. For 3, 2, 1. Break that grip. Inhale, halfway, lift, lengthen. Exhale, bow. And then inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Standing hands coming to touch. As you exhale, hinge forward and down, forward fold. And then inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. And as you exhale, take this right leg, step it long back behind you. Right knee falls down the mat. And inhale, hands go high. Low classical lunge. Stay here for a breath. And then as you exhale, maybe your hands stay high. Or maybe your hands go down to your mat. Because we're taking an inhale in. As you exhale, shift that weight back, Ardha Hanuman. And inhale, come forward. Exhale, come back. Inhale, come forward. Good job. Take it back. Inhale, forward. 2 more. Take it back. Inhale, forward. Actually, let's do an extra one. So take it back. Inhale, forward. Last one. Take it back. Inhale, forward. And then take it back. And hinge forward and down. Hands coming to rest on that mat. Breathing here. For 3, 2, 1. Walk your hands up towards your body. Let's take this right hand down on the mat and inhale, lift your left hand up towards that sky. Twisting here. Gazing up towards your left thumb or down on the mat. Again, getting that IT band stretch, or maybe you pop up on to those toes or onto that heel of yours, lifting your toes up off the mat for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, make your way back to your low classical lunge. Both hands come down on your mat and frame that front foot. Tuck your right toes, lift your right knee, step back, high plank. Take a big breath in as you exhale, lower down, low plank. Inhale up, upward facing dog. And as you exhale, push it back, Adho Mukha, downward facing dog. And let's take 3 breaths here for ourselves. Having your belly button up and in. Maybe you rest in child pose, maybe you take dolphin, your choice. And let's make it 4 breaths. So go ahead and make your way there and rest in whatever pose you decided to take. Well, I explain what we're gonna do next. So what we're gonna do next, if you want to, is either we're going to rock forward from down dog to a high plank and rock back to our down dog. So down dog is going to be our start there. So it would be rock forward to plank, take it back to the start, rock forward to the plank, take it back from the start. Or what you can do is come into dolphin, and that will be our start. And when I say come to plank, what you're going to do is you're going to walk your feet back behind you so you're in a forearm plank, and then make your way back to the start. All you're going to do is walk your feet back up until you're in your dolphin. Okay, just a fun little way to work in some extra shoulder strengthening, extra shoulder mobility work, preparation for an inversion. So take 2 more breaths here. In whatever pose you decide to come into and rest. Taking time to make a decision on what you want to do. And on your second exhale, meet me back in either your downward facing dog or your dolphin pose. And I'm going to come into dolphin. And if you just want to hang out in dolphin or down dog and you don't want to do either of those variations, you're more than welcome to. Okay? But go ahead and make your way to your start pose and take a breath in. And as you exhale, make your way back to your plank or come into your plank. And then inhale back to start. Exhale, take it to your plank. Inhale to start. Let's do 4 more. Inhale in. And as you exhale, take it back to plank. Or take it to plank. And inhale, come back to start. 3 left. Exhale to plank. Inhale to start. Exhale to plank. Inhale to start. Last one. Exhale to plank. Inhale to start. And then go take a big breath in. As you exhale, we'll all meet back in our downward facing dog here. And then go ahead, inhale, lift your left leg up towards the sky. As you exhale, stack your hips here, bend your left knee. Stay here or flip your dog, because we forgot to do on the other side. Because I got so excited about taking rest and playing with a different shoulder strength for 3, 2, 1. If you flipped, come back around. Inhale, straighten out your left leg. As you exhale, bring your left foot down the mat. Inhale, rock forward, high plank. Exhale, lower down, low plank. Inhale, up, upward facing dog. And as you exhale, take it back. Adho Mukha, downward facing dog. And then go ahead, inhale, reach your right leg up towards the sky. As you exhale, stack your hips here, bend your right knee. Stay here or flip your dog, your choice. Lifting your hips up towards that sky for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, come all the way back around if you flipped. Extend your right leg up towards the sky, taking a breath in. Exhale, right knee to the right elbow. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, right knee into the nose. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Inhale to the sky. Now reverse it. Exhale to the left elbow. Inhale to the sky. Exhale to the nose. Inhale to the sky. Exhale to the right knee, or right elbow. Inhale to the sky. And then as you exhale, take it to the outside of your right elbow and hold for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, reach all the way up towards the sky. And as you exhale, pull your right knee in towards your nose. Plant your right foot down the mat. Low runner's lunge. Good. Let's take a big breath. And as you exhale, rise up, high lunge here. Right hip pulling back, left hip pulling forward. Keeping your hands higher, hands come down to your heart space. Take a breath as you exhale, pull your left knee up towards the sky, standing high knee. And inhale, take it back. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, take it back. Inhale, up towards the sky. Exhale, step back. Take a breath in as you exhale, pull it up. Inhale, back. 2 more. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, take it back. And then exhale to the sky. As you exhale, begin to hinge down and forward here. Coming in to that warrior 3 or supported warrior 3. Totally your choice. Holding here for 3, 2, 1. As you exhale, step, step, step that left leg long back behind you. Rise up and then pivot all of your toes to face out towards the long edge of your mat. Left toes towards the left top corner of your mat. Right toes to the right top corner of your mat. Sink your hips down. Goddess pose here. Good. Hugging your belly button up and in. Maybe hands stay at your heart, maybe take your arms up to a T. And you can stay here in stillness, or maybe you begin to take pulses. For 10, 9, 8, smile, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale all the way up to 5-pointed star. As you exhale, bend to your right knee, coming down in towards Skadasana. If this right heel is not sealed down on the mat, then your left toes don't go up towards that sky. Your left toes stay sealed down on the mat as your right heel drives in. Just scoot my mat away from the wall there. Good. But if this right heel is sealed down, that's when your left heel comes down to the mat, so your left toes point up towards the sky. Take a breath as you exhale, put your hands down the mat, straighten out your right leg, sink down into your left knee, point all 5 of your right toes up towards the sky as your left heel comes down the mat. Skandasana. Make sure that when you're on your left top toes are pointing to the left top corner of your mat. And again, just like on the right, left heel is not down, you hang out in that crab pose. When you seal that right foot down the mat and both hands rest. And we're here for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, put your hands down the mat, straighten out that left leg, exhale, Skandasana towards the front of your mat. Good, inhale, put your hands down, exhale, Skandasana towards the back of your mat. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, rise up. As you exhale, lower down, Skandasana to the top. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, lower down, Skandasana towards the back. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, Skandasana towards the front. Last one. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, lower down, Skandasana towards the back of your mat. Take a breath as you exhale, put your hands down the mat. Peel your right foot down the mat and crab crawl around so you're facing the back of your mat in a low runner's lunge. And then take a big breath in as you exhale, reach your right leg all the way up towards that sky. Standing splits here. One or both hands comes to your right, to your left ankle, to play with balance. For 3, 2, 1. Take a big breath in as you exhale, lower your right foot down to the mat. 3-foot stance here in between your right foot and your left foot. Bring your hands to your hips and rise all the way up to standing. All 5 of your right toes are pointing out towards the long edge of your mat between 45 degrees and 90, like warrior 2. Good. Bring your hands to your hips. Take a breath in here, and then lift your hands up towards the sky. Taking an inhale, and as you exhale, tuck your chin in towards your chest. Hinge forward and down. Pyramid pose. Hands come to frame your left foot here as you bend your left knee as much as you want or need to get a forehead to kneecap connection. Good. If your knee is perfectly straight, your hands can stay together if you want. We're not here for super long. Only 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, plant your hands on the mat. Take your left leg all the way up towards the sky. Step your right foot back if you need to make it. If you need to make your way into a 3-legged dog, and then stack your hips here. Bend your left knee. Stay here or flip your dog, driving your heels up towards that sky. And we're here for 5. You got this. If you flipped, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you flip, come back around. And inhale, lift your left leg up towards the sky. As you exhale, bring your left knee in towards your left elbow. Plant your left foot on the outside of your left hand. Lower that right knee down into the mat. Lizard pose. Good. And stay here, hugging your belly button up and in. And just breathe. Maybe your elbows go down into the mat or a block. And just melt into this hip. We're focusing on the hip opening aspect of lizard, not this back leg strengthening right now, but more of the hip opening. And we're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As you exhale, put your hands down on the mat. Tuck your right toes, lift your right knee, take a big breath in. As you exhale, step to the top of your mat. Malasana, low yogi squat. Good. And before you go anywhere else, let's take our elbows and into our right and left thigh, okay? Just above our right knee, right above that big epicondyle that we have on the medial aspect, and press our elbows into our thighs to open up our hips. And then engage your legs actively and grow the crown of your head up towards the sky. Good. And we're here for 3, 2, 1. Now, you can stay here in your malasana in this variation. Your hands can come together in prayer, and you can drive your elbows into the inside of your knees if you want. Or you can fly in crow by planting your hands down the mat, taking your feet directly behind your hands and your wrists, leaning forward, bending your elbows, and lifting your feet above that mat. Hugging that belly button of yours up and in. Playing where we're going to play for your own count of 6. 6 breaths, 6 seconds, whatever you want your 6 to be. And just know when you're done with your own count of 6, we're going to be in a downward facing dog, taking an optional Vinyasa along the way. And if you're like, I don't feel like counting 6, I'm just focusing on my pose, feel free to come with me in 3, 2, 1, making our way to our downward facing dog, taking that optional Vinyasa if we want. And then inhale, sweep that left leg up towards the sky. As you exhale, pull your left knee in towards your left elbow. And inhale up towards the sky. Exhale, left knee in towards the nose. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, back to that right elbow. Inhale to the sky. Exhale to the nose. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, left knee to the left elbow. Inhale to the sky. And then exhale, left knee to the outside of the left tricep and hold for 3, 2, 1. Inhale all the way up towards the sky. As you exhale, pull your left knee in towards your nose, plant your left foot down the mat. Low runner's lunge here. Good, hugging your belly button up and in. And then as you're ready, rise up, high lunge. Hands going straight up towards that sky. Good, setting up your pose, left hip pulling back, right hip pulling forward. And we're here for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, pull that right knee up towards the sky and inhale, step it back. Again, hands can stay higher, hands can come down to your heart space. Exhale, step up. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, step up. Inhale, take it back. You got this. Step up as you exhale. Take it back as you inhale. Step up as you exhale. Take it back as you inhale. 2 more. Exhale up. Inhale back. Exhale up. Inhale back. And then exhale, bring it up. As you inhale, begin to tilt forward. Coming into your warrior 3 or supported warrior 3. Now, that little thing that we just did, those high knees, work our glutes, work our hamstrings, and work our proprioception. Just like this pose right here, warrior 3 is working on our proprioception and our balance. For 3, 2, 1. Exhale, step, step, step that right leg long back behind you. Rise up, and then pivot around as long as you're at. Pop off of your toes, pointing out and over towards the corners. Sink your hips down. Goddess pose. And again, you can stay here, hands at your heart. Hands can go high. You can take field goals if you want. Your hands can come to rest on your thighs, and you can begin to pulse again here. For 10, you got this. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, maybe smile. 3, 2, 1. And then inhale, 5-pointed star. As you exhale, sink down into your left knee here, coming into Skandasana. All 5 of your left toes, again, pointing out to that left top corner of your mat. Maybe you hang out in crab, or maybe you stay nice and low in your Skandasana. Totally your choice. So many different things you can do with your arms too. We're for 3, 2, 1. Plant your hands down on the mat as you inhale. Straighten out your right leg, and as you exhale, rebend into your right knee. Coming into Skandasana towards what's now the back of your mat, which was once the front of your mat, however you want to think about it. Because we're going to make our way back up to the top of the mat eventually. Just wait for it. And then go ahead and take a breath as you exhale, plant your hands down, straighten out your right leg, rebend into your left knee. Skandasana towards the left. Front, back, however you want to think about it. Take a breath as you exhale, plant your hands down, rebend into your right knee, Skandasana towards the right. And then inhale, plant your hands down, exhale, bend into the left knee. Inhale, plant those hands down, exhale, bend into the right knee. Hands can continue to plant, our hands can stay lifted. Inhale to midline, and as you exhale, lower down to the left. Inhale, rise up to midline, exhale, lower down to the right. Inhale, rise up, exhale, lower down to the left. Inhale to midline, as you rise up, exhale down to the right. Last one. Inhale, rise up to midline, exhale, lower down to the left. Then inhale, rise up as you exhale, lower down to the right. And then inhale, put your hands down the mat, peel onto that left foot. And as you exhale, crab crawl around to the front of your mat. Low runner's lunge with your right foot in front. And then inhale, lift that left leg all the way up towards the sky. One or both hands come to that left ankle to play with balance here. Standing split. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take this left foot down the mat as you exhale. 3 feet behind that right foot. Shorter stance, hands come to hips, rise all the way up. Good, pull your right hip back, left hip forward. And take your hands up towards the sky. Crossing your thumbs here. Take a big breath in as you exhale. Tuck your chin in towards your chest. Hinge forward and down. Pyramid pose. Again, bending that right knee as much as you want to need to get that forehead to kneecap connection. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, step that right leg all the way back up towards the sky. As you exhale, step your left foot back to your 3-legged dog if you need to. And then stack your hips here. Bend your right knee. Stay here or flip your dog if you flipped on the other side. Driving your heels up towards the sky for 5. You got this. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, come back around. Inhale, extend your right leg up towards the sky. As you exhale, pull your right knee to the outside of your right elbow. Plant your right foot down on the mat. Lizard pose. And again, option here to stay nice and proud if you want. Or option to take your arms down onto that mat. Simply breathing here. Connecting back to your breath. Slowing down your heart rate, connecting to that intention. For 3, 2, 1. As you're ready, plant your hands on the mat. Tuck your left toes, lift your left knee, taking a big breath. And as you exhale, step your left foot up to the top of your mat. Malasana, or low yogi squat. We meet again. Hugging your belly button up and in here. Growing that crown of your head up towards that sky. Maybe you sway side to side, open up your hips a little bit. Maybe you don't. Option to take crow pose here if you want. But I'm going to cue a little bit of a shoulder stretch. And what we're going to do is I'm going to start with my left hand. It's called chicken pose, okay? Don't ask me why, but that's what my mentor calls it. So that's what I call it. For chicken pose, you take your left hand. Well, first bring your left arm in front of your left knee. You're going to take your left hand from your belly button. It's hanging out in front of your belly button right now. And you're going to take it behind your back. So you're going to take your left wrist into your left hip crease. Left hand comes to rest on the left side of your lower back. Okay, left palm facing towards the back of your mat. Right elbow, or left elbow, excuse me, is now pressing into your left knee. And you come into half chicken, okay? Just breathing into shoulder for 3, 2, 1. If you're with me in chicken, go ahead, take it out. If you want to play in crow, you can play in crow. But if you just took chicken on the left, you got to take chicken on the right. So we take our right hand, bring our right arm parallel with the front of our body, right hand resting in front of our belly button. And then take your right hand into that right hip crease, bringing your right wrist into your right hip crease. Right hand comes to rest on your lower back here. Right elbow presses in to your right knee. And now you can do this chicken with both arms at one time, but it's pretty intense. So that's why when I first introduced it, I like to do one arm at a time. And we're here for 3, 2, 1. If you're in chicken with me, or Malasana, go ahead and plant your hands down, step, step back. If you're in crow, make your way to your high plank, optional Vinasa. Meet me in downward facing dog. Good. Now you can either stay here in downward facing dog, or if you want to play with hurdler's pose, come with me. And I'm going to start with my left leg. So you can start with your left leg or your right leg. It's totally your choice. But I'm going to choose to start with my left leg because that's the leg you can see right here and right now. So inhale, lift whatever leg you want. As you exhale, pull your left knee in towards your left elbow, or whatever elbow it is, bending your knee as you go until you come into your knee resting outside of its respective elbow. Now lower your elbows down to 90 degrees, chaturanga. Side body comes to rest. In this case, my right side body is resting on my right elbow. My right toes are still on the mat. My left foot's lifted. And I'm gonna make that mindful movement and that mindful lift with my right leg to lift my right leg up off the mat. And bam, I'm in hurdler's pose. So what you're doing is you're letting your knee rest on its elbow, side body on the other side resting on the other elbow, lifting that leg up off the mat. A little bit faster in case you want to watch and then give it a try. My left leg's lifted. I'm going to swoop forward, bending my left knee, lower down chaturanga, lift my right leg up. And there I go. I'm in my hurler's pose. And maybe you straighten out your left leg and fully straighten out your right leg. Come out, your right leg comes down, and I like to reach my left leg back up towards the sky and bring it down to the mat. Maybe give it a whirl, give it a shot, lifting a leg up, bending, or rocking forward, bending that knee as you rock forward, lowering your elbows down to 90 degrees. Knee and side body coming to rest on their respective sides. And then you lift your grounded foot off the mat. Maybe you just take baby hops. You get a second or two of air time before it falls back down the mat. Before you meet me back in your downward facing dog. Now time to do the other side, my right side. So I'm going to inhale, and I'll flip around. Now, why not? I'm going to inhale, lift my right leg up. And as I exhale, I'm going to begin to bend my right knee as I rock forward. I'm in a high plank with my right knee bent. I'm going to lower my elbows down. Lower my elbows 90 degrees, lower my body down. Right elbow is supporting my right knee, left side body's being supported by my left elbow. And I'm going to lift my left foot up off the mat, gazing out in front of me here. A little bit faster, here I go. Swooping in, lowering down and lifting. Setting that right leg up before I bring it back down the mat. So go ahead and play. Maybe you hang out in child's pose. Maybe you hang out down dog. Your choice. And as you're ready, inhale all the way up on your tippy toes as you exhale, meet me down in child's pose. Because we're going to hang out here for a second or two. If not already in child's pose, go ahead and make your way there. So we take 2 breaths. On our second exhale, we're going to be back in our tabletop position. Good. And what we're going to do here, before we start opening up our hips and make our way towards our elephant trunk pose, we're going to take this right leg and we're going to extend it back behind us, and we're going to begin to rock out this right leg. So rocking back and forth until you settle in stillness, actively pressing that right heel towards the back of your mat, hugging your belly button up and in, shifting that weight back to the heels of your hands. For 3, 2, 1, and go ahead, rock your weight back to normal. Inhale, lift up your right leg as you exhale, cross your right leg behind your left, looking out over that left shoulder for that right foot as you press your right heel down towards the mat behind you. Right leg stays straight, but if you were to bend your right knee, it would come just on the inside of your left knee, like you were beginning to make your way back towards cow face pose, Gomukhasana, okay? For 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift your right leg up towards midline as you exhale, touch your right toes down to the mat. Inhale, lift up towards midline as you exhale, touch your right toes down and over towards the left side of the mat where it just was. Inhale, lift up as you exhale, toes back down to the mat. Inhale, lift up, exhale, take it over to the left. Good. Lift up towards the sky. Exhale down towards midline, towards the right side of your mat. Inhale, lift up, exhale to the left. You got this. Lift, lower to the midline, lift, lower to the left. Lift, lower to midline, lift, over to the left. 2 more. Lift, lower to midline, lift, lower to the left. Lift, lower to the midline, lift, lower to the left. And then lift up, and as you exhale, bring your right knee in line with your left. Good. And then let's take this left leg, extend it long back behind us, and begin to rock back and forth here on our left toes, stretching out this left heel. On our left calf, our left hamstring, basically our entire left leg. Before you settle into stillness, actively pressing that left heel back behind you. Weight shifts back into the heels of your hands. And then go ahead, rock your way forward. Inhale, lift up your left foot as you exhale, cross your left leg behind your right, pressing down into this left heel. I know you probably can't see it because it's gone off screen. So I'll wiggle over a little bit so you can see it again. Good. And again, if you were to bend that left knee, it would come down the inside of your right knee like you were coming into Gomukhasana, okay? We're here for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift up that left leg towards midline as you exhale, lower it down towards the mat where you initially started. Inhale, lift up, exhale, take it down towards the right. You got it. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower to where you started. Lift, lower to the right. Lift, lower to midline. Lift, lower to the right. Lift, lower to midline. Lift, touch down the right. Lift, touch down the left. Lift, right. Lift, midline. Lift, right. Lift, midline. 2 more. Left, right. Lift, midline. Left, right. Lift, midline. Good. And then go ahead, rebend your left knee. And there you are, tabletop. From here, sink your hips back towards your heels, coming to sit on your heels. Take your hips out to one side and take your legs out in front of you here, staff pose. And what we're going to do is we're going to begin to stretch out this right hip a little bit, make our way to elephant trunk pose, take time for our inversion, and then make our way down towards the end of class, okay? And class might be a little longer than an hour. Who knows? We'll see. So, left leg can stay straight. Let's bring our right foot down the mat. And what you're going to do from here is you're going to pick up your right foot, take your right hand to the pinky toe edge of your mat, or the pinky toe edge of your foot here. And you're going to straighten out your leg and then pull it back in. And then straighten out your leg, bring it down a little bit and pull it back in. Kind of like you're rowing out your hip here, rowing out a boat. Left leg can stay bent the entire time, or straight the entire time, or you can pause and bring your left foot in, so that way your left heel is close to your right glute. And just continue to row out your boat. And then from here, settle in stillness, actually pulling your right knee back behind you, okay? So you're trying to get your right, keep your chest nice and straight and tall. Right knee is trying to go back behind your side body here just by an inch or 2. For 3, 2, 1. And from here, straighten out your right knee, so that way your right knee is kind of directly underneath your right tricep. Take your left hand to the right pinky toe edge of your mat and bring your right leg parallel with your chest here. Now what you're going to do is you're going to swoop this right arm around your right knee, bring your right hand towards your right ankle. And then you're going to pick up this right leg a little bit, take your left foot in, or your right foot into your left tricep, adjusting it as you need. So then your left hand comes to rest on your right shin, right hand comes to rest on top of that left hand now. So you gotta readjust that hand a little bit, okay? That right hand. And then just begin to rock your baby here. Going left and right, right and left. Or maybe just hang out in stillness, holding your leg like this, okay? I'll stay facing this way. Having your blocks nearby if you want them. Because what we're gonna do from here, okay, is either stay here in stillness. You can go back towards hugging your right knee back behind you. You can go back with that rocking motion. Or you can bring your left hand back to that right pinky toe. Take your right hand to your right calf. Lift it up. And then take your right knee, or your right shoulder directly underneath your right knee. Kind of that armpit area of your right knee. For lack of a better word. And you're gonna take your right hand and plant it out and over towards the side here. Now your left hand is still creating this right foot. And what you're gonna do from here is you can leave here, just stay here, working in this base of compass or the base of 8 angle, however you want to think about it. Or what you can do is you can take this right foot so it's coming directly out of your right knee, straight out in front. And then you plant your hands down by your side as you straighten out your left leg. Take a second, readjust, because you want this right knee to stay on top of that right shoulder. Hands come down by your sides, and you can stay here. Or you can press into your hands, lifting your butt up off the mat, and lower back down. And then press into your hands, lift your butt up off the mat, and lower back down. Maybe take a second, readjust, because as you lift, this leg might fall off. And your hands can rest on blocks as you lift and lower. You lift up, and then lower down. And maybe you lift up one time, and then you reach this left leg up off the mat, and bam, you're in elephant trunk pose. And yeah, I know, my foot's kind of come off, my knees kind of come up off of that shoulder, so I'm gonna readjust, do it one more time. And to lift up, you gotta suck in. You gotta engage your core. Now you suck in, because that's kind of like the idea I use when it comes to engaging my core. Suck in that core, engage your bandha here, all the way at the bottom. Your, I'm forgetting what bandha it is, but it's your pelvic floor lock, your pelvic floor bandha. And how I engage it, I'm like, just suck it all in, okay? You come here, and you suck it all in, and you lift up, actually pressing your hands down the mat. And you can lower down whenever you're ready. And whenever you're ready, just come out of the pose, taking it step by step, before you take your legs back out in front of you and wiggle your legs. And you're like, why is she trying to fatigue out our shoulders before you play with inversions? I'm not trying to fatigue out your shoulders. I'm trying to get your shoulders to work a little bit more, because we haven't done a whole lot of shoulder strengthening and core strengthening today in class, because we focus so much on our hips and hamstrings. If your legs aren't already in front of you, go ahead, take them out in front of you. Give them a wiggle and give them a roll. And so we're using this arm balance. We used crow pose, we're using this elephant trunk pose, and we used hurdler's pose, all to warm up our arms and our core a little bit more before we start playing with an inversion, okay? Go ahead, leave your right leg long, plant your left foot down the mat, take your left hand to your left pinky toe, and begin to row out that boat. And again, your right leg can stay long, or you can pull that right knee in, that right foot in, bending your right knee. And while you do this, I'm gonna go on a little tangent about arm balances, because I feel like arm balances are a really good way to warm up for inversions, because they get your core going, they get your arms going, and they work your proprioception, they work that sense of knowing where your body is in space, and it gets you used to being on your hands and on your wrists. And then go ahead, settle into stillness, pulling that left knee back behind you. So that's why we've done a couple arm balances today in class. Also, they're fun, okay? And also the elephant trunk pose helps us warm up our hips and hamstrings, and so does hurdler's pose. Helps us get those hips and hamstrings open. And if you want, go ahead, bring your right hand to your left pinky toe, bringing your left leg parallel with your body. And you can start by wrapping that left arm around your left leg, or you can start by taking your right arm, placing your left foot in that right tricep region, and taking your right arm in front to that left calf, and then swooping that left arm around. Two different ways to get into it, either wrapping that left arm around first here around this left knee, or the right arm around your left foot. Totally your choice. Begin to rock out your baby. So yeah, in case you're wondering why we're doing so many arm balances, those are my two reasons why. One, to work our shoulders, our core, and our wrists a little bit, since we haven't done that a lot in class. And two, because I feel like they're a really good way to work all those and warm up for inversions, okay? And then go ahead, stay here, settling with stillness. Or maybe you take that right hand back to that left pinky toe, take your left hand to your left calf, perk it up, get that left foot knee up over your left shoulder. So your left calf is resting on top of your left shoulder is kind of resting in that left knee pit region, right? And you can stay here, left hand comes out and plants on the mat. And you can stay here in this base of compass pose, this base of eight angle, this base of elephant trunk. This is like the base for 3 different arm balances, or 2 arm balances and a really fun seated posture. Or if you want, you can extend out this right leg, super adjust this left knee so it stays up over your left shoulder. Plant your hands down the mat next to your hips so they're directly underneath your shoulders, and take a breath in as you exhale. Press into the mat, lift your bottom up off the earth, and lower back down. And then you lift up, engaging all of your bandhas, engaging your core before you lower back down. Taking that second to readjust that knee as you need to. And then maybe press into the mat, and then you lift that left leg up, okay? Before you lower back down. So you can do it that way. Hands go down, you lift your butt up, and then you lift that foot up. Or the second way is just to press your hands down and lift everything up at once, kind of getting that leg lift going in the pose to get into your elephant trunk pose, trying to keep that knee directly on top of that shoulder, but sometimes it can be harder because if you have short shoulders like I do, it can be hard to stay up. And also as you begin to adjust your hands and lift up out of the pose, that knee is bound to move a little bit. Okay, just go ahead, begin to shake out your legs, just knowing in elephant trunk pose, ideally, whatever knee it is supposed to stay glued right on top of this shoulder, my bad. But if it moves a little bit closer down your arm towards your elbow, that's okay, as long as this foot is coming out over your shoulder, like an elephant trunk, right? Good, and then go ahead, continue to shake out your legs here, shaking, 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 and as you're ready, cross your feet, coming into a comfortable seated position. And from here, I'm gonna take you into tripod headstand. And like I said, we've quickly ran out of time with class. We have about 10 minutes left. So what we're gonna do is inversion of choice. I'll break down tripod, but if you would rather do handstands, if you would rather do classical headstand, if you would rather do pinching, you're more than welcome to. If you would rather just lay on your mat in Shavasana or do shoulder stand, you can. And if you feel like taking your mat towards your wall, now is the time to do it. You can click pause here, move the mat, come back, or just while I'm sitting here talking, you're more than welcome to move your mat. Because the wall is your best friend when you're playing with inversions. If you're new to inversions, if you're playing out with the different leg variations, if you just want to build a lot of strength in your inversions, this is the perfect place to go. Also, I'm sorry for that background noise, the sound of steps. This is an old creaky house. So even though I'm in my parents' basement, I can still hear everyone walking up and down the steps. So sorry if you heard that. But let's go ahead and make our way towards our inversion. So if you're coming with me towards tripod, take a second here. If you have a bun or a ponytail or anything on top of your head, move it so it's off the top of your head and it's closer towards the nape of your neck and lower down on your head. Because this crown of the head, the soft spot on your head, is what's going to come down on the mat for tripod. It's also what comes down on the mat for classical. So if you're working on classical, go ahead, move that bun off as well, or ponytail, whatever it is. And from here, from tripod, I like to cue from kind of a tabletop position. So what you're going to do is you're going to plant your hands directly underneath your shoulders, eyes of your elbows hugging inward. So not out like this, but in, okay? And what you do from here is you hinge forward, bring your shoulders past your elbows, and you bring your head down the mat. Bring that soft spot, the crown of your head down to the earth. And you're making a triangle with your head and your shoulders. And before you do anything else here, before you tuck your toes and lift your butt up towards the sky, look at your hands. Make sure your elbows are stacking directly above your wrists, and you're making a 90-degree angle here with your elbows, shoulders, and wrists. And the eyes of your elbows aren't just walking out forward. So the eyes of your elbows aren't bowing out towards the sides. What you're doing is everything stacking in that perfect straight line, and you're hugging your elbows in towards midline, okay? And then from here, you tuck your toes, and then you walk your feet up towards your hands, walking them as close as you can, so that way, when you bend your knees come to rest on your triceps. And you can stay here with your toes down on the ground for as long as you want or need to, or you can bend your knees coming into what's called egg, okay? And again, hang out here in egg for as long as you want, as long as you need to, getting used to being upside down on your head. And from here, you can do that reverse squat up towards the sky, extending your legs up, okay? But if you don't want to stop in egg, because you're like, I've been doing egg for a while, I don't feel like doing that, what you can do is just lift a leg up towards the sky, and then lift that other leg up kind of like we did in our elephant trunk pose. You don't want to kick up into tripod, you don't want to kick up into classical if you're hanging out in the middle of the room, because if you kick up, you might flip over and really hurt your neck, okay? So don't do that, and you hurt your shoulders too. And as you stay upside down on your heads, tripod headstand here, the eyes of your elbows are hugging in
towards each other actively. They're not falling out towards the sky or towards the sides. Okay? When you come out of the pose, you can just lower one leg down and then the other. Bend your knees and slowly come out of the pose, vertebrae upon vertebrae. You can also come out into egg, out of the pose from egg by bringing your knees back down into your elbows, then bring your toes down the mat, knees come down on the mat, and you come out of the pose exactly like I just did there, curling vertebrae upon vertebrae out of the pose, okay? Stay here and play with your tripod for as long as you want, as long as you need to. Try to get that perfectly straight leg up in the air, and you might have saw that my weight was shifting a little bit, and that's okay. A little bit of swaying is totally fine. You don't have to be perfectly still in your inversions. Yeah, that looks pretty and that looks really nice. And that's what every picture of an inversion looks like, perfectly still, but it's a picture. I guarantee you the live version shows a little bit of swaying side to side, okay? Also, if you're talking inversion, you really can't focus on everything being perfectly straight and perfectly still, okay? Because your belly's moving, as your belly moves, you're gonna move a little bit, okay? Because breathing is a big aspect of inversions. But play for as long as you want. Meet me in child's pose when you're ready. And if you're still playing, take 3 more breaths of playtime. And then meet me back in child's pose. Once you come into your child's pose, take a second. Thank yourself for everything you've been able to do today, both on and off of your mat. For maybe trying something new. For doing something that you didn't think you were able to do. For finally getting a pose that you've been wanting to do, or transition that you've wanted to do. And just take time to honor yourself, to thank yourself. Then as you're ready, point your hands down in front of you, pull your chest through your elbows, extend your legs out behind you so you come to lay on your mat. Favorite cheek resting on the earth. Maybe you sway your hips and your knees side to side here. Massaging out that lower back of yours. And what we're going to do from here is we're going to take frog pose and make our way towards our final Shavasana. And if that does not sound like a good game plan to you, please do whatever poses are calling to you. But if you're coming with me, let's take this right leg and bend our right knee. So that way our right thigh is coming directly out of our right hip in a straight line, right calf hanging directly behind, back behind our right knee, making a 90-degree angle with this right leg. Just staring out and over towards your right arm and towards your right shoulder here. Maybe you close your eyes. You have an option to stay here, just focusing on this hip stretch, or if you want, extend your right arm out. And let's take this left arm and extend it out as well to the right, so that way your right arm is now resting on top of your left arm. Hands are stacked like a sandwich. And inhale, reach your right hand up towards the sky. And as you exhale, maybe it falls back behind you, left knee, or left hand coming to rest on your right knee, coming into this deep supine twist, keeping both shoulders glued down to the mat. This is a deep shoulder stretch, so just keep that in mind. Take that shoulder stretch, slowly unwind, reaching your right hand back around for your left hand, giving yourself a high five, where you extend your left arm back out and over towards the left side of your mat. Still gazing over your right shoulder here for 2 more breaths. And on your second exhale, extend your right leg going back behind you. Bring your forehead to neutral, and then bring your right ear down to the mat, looking out and over your left shoulder. Wiggling your feet side to side before you settle into stillness. And then go ahead, pull that left knee up, coming to half frog pose on this side, left leg making that 90-degree angle. Gazing out over that left shoulder, melting into your mat. And arms can stay here, or maybe you take that right arm underneath your body, sending both hands out and over to the left arm stacking on top of your right arm. Hands making that sandwich,
And then inhale, lift your left arm up towards the sky. As you exhale, let it fall back behind you here. Right hand coming to rest on your left knee. Both shoulders staying square down onto that mat. I know I'm totally out of frame here, so I'm going to wiggle around back onto my mat. Then go ahead, take a big breath in. If you took that twist, as you exhale, slowly unwind. Starting out back where we started, right ear on the mat, gazing out over that left shoulder, left ear making that left knee and left leg making that 90-degree angle. I'm going to take a big breath in as you exhale, extend that left leg rolling back behind you. Now option to stay here on your belly in a prone shavasana, or an option to roll over onto your back here, coming into your final pose of rest, your final shavasana. Slowly beginning to let your breath become natural and easy here as you begin to melt into your mat, focusing only on your breath, and your thoughts drift away until your breath itself becomes natural and easy. Coming into that place of dreamfulness, but yet wakefulness. Shavasana. As always, it's an honor to teach, and this is where I leave you. Please stay here for as long as you need to, as long as your day allows, as long as you wish. Slowly taking time at the end to call movement and attention back into your body, into your breath. But like I said, as always, it was an honor to teach, and it was an honor to practice alongside you. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.